Well, hello everyone. I'm back at work after having some time off because of what happened on London Bridge a few weeks ago. So it's nice to be back at work. I kind of lost my routine. So yeah, I just kind of lost my routine, but I needed time away. Just needed time away. I haven't really done any videos on my YouTube. It's not important. Just needed some time away, time for myself, time to get away, kind of reflect on what happened. So I'm really grateful for my employer for giving me the time off. Thank you very much. And I want to thank all you YouTubers just for your support. I know you've been asking how I am. I haven't really got back to a lot of you, to be honest. Just needed some time away. Just needed to put a few videos out before to say what had happened, as I usually do. I usually just do videos on whatever happens in my life, and obviously I was caught up in that terrorist attack on London Bridge, I mean, it really did come as a shock to me. What's the date now? It's the 20th of June. So it happened, 2.5 weeks ago. I came back to work Saturday. I just drove a bus around Kensington area, Vauxhall, Elephant and Castle. On Sunday I drove Oxford Circus, Westminster, and Elephant, Peckham, Dulwich. But going across Westminster, I could see there were barriers up where obviously what had happened there back in March, but they weren't put up until recently. Obviously seeing the barriers on London Bridge, I kind of knew what was going to be probably done anyway, So yeah, it's kind of weird going back today, being back on my normal route for the first time and going across the bridge. I have been back to the bridge. I went a few days after the incident happened just to leave some flowers, yeah, I mean, was it too soon for me to go back? No, I had the time off, and I didn't want to be stuck in the flat all the time, I just wanted to go back just to see, and it was nice to see the flowers and everything. I was very lucky that night. I was lucky. Man, there were people that weren't lucky, that didn't make it, Then there were people that have obviously got life-changing injuries and stuff. So yeah, I was quite emotional for a few days, so I needed the time off, but it's good to be back at work, just to keep focused and just work. I need to carry on with my life, but it's kind of weird going back across the bridge. I went back across the first time, and yeah, just taking it in. The bus lane there's barriers in the bus lane, so we have to go into the car lane, and so there's a few more traffic problems. And also when you drop people off near the bus stop, or if there's a lot of traffic and you're queuing for 10 minutes, for example, people want to get off, so you usually let them off near the curb, but there's barriers along the whole bridge, so you can't let anybody off. So that's just the way it is, unless the barriers can somehow, or if there's a fence that can be put on the side of the curb so it's not in the bus lane, but there's nothing that can be done about this. Anyway, it's very, very hot out there. It's very, very hot, very, very warm the last few days. It's like 31 degrees. Honestly, it's crazy. I know some people think, have I gone back to work too soon? I don't think so, but I'm gonna see. I'll see what I'm like. I was fine Saturday, Sunday. Today's Tuesday because I got Monday, Wednesday off, and I'm having some counselling sessions, which is good. That's going to help me a lot. But obviously, I'll never forget that night. I've just got to move on. I did have, obviously, I don't know if you can remember, I did have something on my wrist. I don't know, I had it on for like 10-11 days. It was good to take it off. I know I've got to move on, but I don't know, I just didn't want to take it off. Just something that was around my wrist, but it just meant something to me. I don't know, I wasn't trying to be a victim or anything, but I just don't know, I didn't want to take it off because I'm thinking I was lucky that night. I was lucky, and people weren't. So, you know, yeah, so being back on my route today for the first time, I thought it's kind of normal. The first time I came across the bridge and going back, but coming back in again, I don't know, I just had this, I don't know how to describe it. I'm not saying a depressing feeling, but just something low. It's like, because I'm being reminded again, I'm coming back across the bridge, and it's just a reminder, and I don't want to go there. I don't want to go back in my mind to what happened. But obviously I want to go back across the bridge because I've got to drive my bus. I know I've been offered to drive a different route, or maybe even go to a different depot, but no, I'll just see how things go, and hopefully I should be okay, you know. I know that I did put a video out as well a few weeks ago about asking questions about the bus driving job, and I know a lot of you have left questions, so I'm sorry I didn't get back to you all. I just needed some time away, please understand that. But I will be answering your questions this next week, so I will be answering all your questions. There is around 150 questions that you've all asked, and I'll be answering all your questions, and I'll try and get back to each and every one of you as I usually do. I'll be back to my smiling self, you know, at some point. Today I've got a different kind of bus. I've got a right-bodied bus. It's like an Irish-built bus. I'm used to driving Egyptian Volvos, or the Scottish-made Alexander Dennis Enviro hybrid buses. But this is another type of hybrid bus. It's a right-bodied Irish-built, and it's just taking my mind off things, obviously, which is nice. You know, it's nice to be thinking of, oh, this is a bus. All the buttons are a bit different in the cab and everything. So it's nice to drive something different for a change, which I haven't. Last time I drove this style of bus was about 6-7 months ago, and the bus broke down twice on 2 days. This is the third time I've had it, and it's been good so far. So yeah. And the air conditioning's kind of working as well, which is nice. So, but anyway, thank you everyone for your support, and I'll be back to my old self soon. And I think that's about it. And as I usually say, have a lovely day, everyone, and keep smiling. Bye bye.